And are we on?
We are on. This is great.
It is 8:24 8:25, and we are back in open session. The next item on the agenda is the personnel list that's attached. I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the personnel list.
Motion.
Motion by Chad. Second by Erica. Roll call.
Erica? Yes. Andrew?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Jane, yes. Chad?
Yes.
Desha? Yes. Steve?
Yes.
Next on the agenda, I'd like to acknowledge a board member, Mr. Steve Bone. Served a total of 10 years on the board from 2013 to 2017, and then from 2019 to 2025. We thank you for your service,
Thank you.
Mr. Steve Bone, for his commitment that he's dutifully served the community, the parents, the staff, and most importantly, the students of Effingham Unit 40. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Do we have a presentation for him?
Are you
Oh,
gonna
go ahead.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Jill can do it.
Good to be present. There we go. Guarantee you.
Steve,
you already
have one of these?
Can't tell you.
From the first time around?
I don't think so.
Steve on the walk of fame.
Maybe I did.
Oh, yeah.
Next third run, we'll get him a third one. What am I supposed to do?
Just that she presents you with that and then I get your picture.
Here. Let's get a picture. Yes.
That's right.
I'm done.
Even my husband has to.
Okay, perfect.
You keep that.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes.
Thanks, Steve Bone.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Contrary to popular belief, since you didn't receive any money for what you've done for the last few years,
Yeah.
just a gratitude and a huge thank you for time and commitment. It takes a lot.
Okay.
We will miss you at the state meeting in Chicago.
Yes.
Might be there.
Oh, I heard he was giving a presentation.
Huh?
I said multiple, like you guys are teenage girls, sorry. I'm raising teenage girls. And I probably have 10 on there.
Okay, next item on the agenda, the reorganization. So it is recommended that this concludes the business which we had planned for the outgoing school board to conduct. The president will entertain a motion for this board. The president will entertain a motion for this board to adjourn, sign, die. I'm looking for a motion and a second that the 24-25 Unit 40 School Board adjourn, sign, die, and that the new board reconvene immediately following the swearing in of the newly elected board members.
Motion.
Motion by Andrew,
Second.
second by Erica. Roll call.
Andrew?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Jane, yes. Chad?
Yes.
Desha?
Yes.
Erica?
Yes.
Okay, so I continue though, right? We
Yes.
received the official canvass of the votes and certificates from the county clerk. The election results are as follows. Brandon Duncan, 942 votes. Chad Thompson, 144 votes. Desha Ware, 105. And Erica Boone, 106.
Yay.
So the newly elected members will now be sworn in through the oath of office for new board members. And this is led by Superintendent Johnson. You have the,
Oh, is it in
The
here?
copy of the,
Yeah, listen.
I thought Jill did that part.
no, it says I have these printed.
I didn't read it.
Who's the I? Not me.
No,
Oh,
that's-
me.
That's,
Oh.
she's
I have
my eye.
clinics that are-
Oh, you
has their name
each
on
have,
it.
each
Here.
of you have
Yes,
them.
do it. Yes,
Okay,
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
each do it.
okay.
Yes,
Yes.
you do it
Yes.
together, you all
Yes.
stand and we do it together.
So I'll have each of you rise. Except for you're leading this.
I can read it, but
I don't have the,
no, I don't read either.
I'm not the president.
If you don't mind, just recite it together as a group.
Okay.
Somebody lead us.
I, Chad Thompson,
Erica Boone.
That you wear.
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of Effingham Unit District number 40. In accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois, to the best of my ability. I further swear that I shall respect taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets. I shall encourage and respect the free expression of my opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board, while respecting the privacy of students and employees. I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual, and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting. I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels. As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept responsibility for my role in the equitable and qualified education of every student in the school district. I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for Effingham Unit 40. I shall assist in establishing a structure and environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework. I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement and all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law. I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students in our community's schools to advance the vision for Effingham Unit 40, and I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district towards fulfilling the vision of the board is created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
Yeah,
Very good.
welcome. Thank you for doing that. You have to point me, I believe, don't you?
Okay, technically, there's no president for the BOE, and the superintendent has been appointed as the president pro tem. The president pro tem only leads until the selection of the board president. So I'm looking for a motion and a second to appoint Superintendent Andrew D. Johnson as president pro tem.
Motion.
Motion by Chad,
I'll second it.
second by Jane. Roll call.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane. Yes. Chad,
Yes.
Desha,
Yes.
Erica,
Yes.
Andrew, and
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes.
Let's see if we put him over here.
Okay.
So this is a short process for me because all I get to do is open the floor up at this point for nominations for the president for the next 2 years. Are there any nominations for board president?
Second.
Any other nominations? My third, fourth. Okay. With no other nominations, it requires a majority of vote. I guess we can do just a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Thanks, Jill. Welcome to the presidency, and this meeting is now yours again.
Okay, I am looking for nominations now for the office of vice president.
Chad.
Yeah. I'll second it.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Chad will serve as our vice president. I'm looking for nominations now for the position of secretary.
Nomination, Jill. I mean, Jane.
Do both things.
Second?
I have a nomination from Chad and a second from Erica for Jane Willenberg to serve as secretary. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed with nay. And your board has been elected.
Thanks all.
The district has used the fourth Monday of the month beginning at 6 o'clock for board meetings. The meetings are usually held at the central office, which is located at 2803 South Banker Street. We will discuss whether we want to keep the meetings on Mondays or move them to Thursdays. And then we'll take action at the May board meeting. I've kind of done a straw poll already. Brandon, I probably haven't touched base with you, but right now we're kind of thinking that Mondays still work, but if Thursdays are better for the majority. Some of us ran on the ticket knowing that the meetings are on Mondays. So that's just something to take into consideration. We'll hash that out or have a firm action at the May board meeting. Usually the fourth Monday of the month, but sometimes that's a holiday, so we tend to flip those around. Okay, the board has, the next item is the business of the district. The board is seen as a corporate body that continues regardless of the changes in its membership. And these things will stay into effect with a vote by the board to retain Midland States Bank of Effingham as the depository for the school district funds, retain Andrew D. Johnson as the school district treasurer. In the absence of Andrew Johnson, Kelsey Baker will perform the duties of treasurer. The school district treasurer shall invest idle school funds in the best interests of the district. And we shall retain Hodges, Lewitzy, Eisenheimer, Rodick, and Cohn LLP as the district attorneys, retain the firm of Glass and Shuffett Limited as the district auditor, retain Andrew D. Johnson and Kelsey Baker as FOIA officers, and to continue existing policies, rules, regulations, and contractual obligations. I would need a motion and a second to proceed with business as usual. Motion by Andrew,
I'll second.
second by Jane. Roll call.
Jane, yes. Chad?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Brandon?
Yes.
Erica?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes. Okay, next on the agenda is approval consideration of a resolution authorizing and providing for the issue to not exceed $37 million of general obligation debt certificates, limited tax series 2025, for the purpose of building a new building and improving district facilities. The recommendation is a motion and a second to approve the district to move forward with the resolution authorizing and providing for an installment purchase agreement for the purpose of paying the cost of the purchasing real or personal property or both in and for the district for the issue of $36,220,000 of general obligation debt certificates, limited tax, Series 2025, evidencing the rights to payment under said agreement, providing for the security for and means for payment under said agreement of said certificates and authorizing the sale of said certificates to the purchaser thereof. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Erica. Roll call.
Chad?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Brandon?
Yes.
Erica?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Jane, yes.
Okay, the last, or second to the last item is the board retreat discussion.
And I don't know that you have to get in depth about it tonight, but I thought it might be a good place to at least let it surface. Jill and I had spoken, and I think maybe you had spoken a little bit. I'd reached out to Dr. Volz, and they do have, and I can send this to you and look through it. Maybe we discuss it for May. I don't know if it's something that you want to talk about doing. If you want to do something like this, consider a method in which you one day, one weekend, on site, off site, things like that. Everybody does them different. This board hasn't done this for the time that I've been here. I don't know if you did it prior to.
We did
You've
it
done it.
6 years ago.
Okay. So it might be something to consider getting back to. Again, it just helps you as a group and us as an administration to develop goals and
It helps us set
directions.
goals and envision if we need to do any sort of new strategic planning or, drive forward the vision of the board, and to understand what our responsibilities are as individuals and the board collectively. We would need, everyone has busy schedules. We need to decide yes or no whether or not we want to do the board retreat. But then also, what does that look like? Is that a series of 3 evenings or 2 evenings, or is that taking a Saturday out of your schedules? And we probably need to do it around August or September.
I would suggest you do it somewhere in there, because the other thing we've talked about is we would like to revisit the strategic plan, the process that was put in place 2 years ago, to kind of update everybody on what we've accomplished and maybe reset the wheels for another 3-year plan. And it would kind of be nice to do some board stuff before we did community and pull everybody else in.
Yeah, so if you have time, send myself or Andy an email, like what would work best for your schedule, evenings, or should we set a Saturday?
And I could send you the PowerPoint that Dr. Volz sent me to just kind of get some ideas. And then I would also throw on this section too. The board did discuss tonight committees. I think maybe at the next board meeting, did you want to assign committees maybe in May, people to those committees? And also mention that you will be considering doing away with the technology committee and the marketing communication committee, which would then move it to 3 board committees, which are HR and facilities, transportation, and what's the transportation with?
Facilities.
Facilities.
HR,
What's HR? Athletics.
HR athletics.
HR, athletics, and facilities and transportation, and then curriculum.
And
So it'll be
curriculum.
those 3. We can take care of that in May if you want to.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay.
All right. In light of tonight's discussion before the meeting, Effingham Unit 40 responds to community concerns regarding the preschool incident. In light of recent reports shared on social media concerning an incident at Eastside Preschool, Effingham Unit 40 School District would like to address the community directly and provide important clarification. First and foremost, the district takes any report involving student safety and well-being extremely seriously. Upon learning of the August 27th, 2024 incident involving a preschool student, the district immediately began its own internal review and fully cooperated with external investigation conducted by DCFS and local law enforcement. While privacy laws prevent us from disclosing specific details involving students or personnel, we can confirm that the staff member in question was immediately removed from the classroom duties involving the student involved and restricted from working with students pending the district's investigation. We are aware that DCF has made a finding in this case and have carefully reviewed their conclusion. It is important to acknowledge that what has been shared publicly represents one side of a sensitive matter. The district has a responsibility to follow due process in personal matters, including any action involving disciplinary measures or employment status. It is not always possible to share every detail while respecting the legal rights of those involved. But this board has followed all reporting requirements and the law. This board has also shown precedence before in dealing with similar matters swiftly. The final item on the agenda is a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting.
Well, can I have one final question on the matter that you just stated? No? Okay. Live stream.
I mean, I think that was.
I just want to
That
ask
tells
questions.
public where we're at.
So, okay.
Well, I mean, I guess the
didn't say
board,
no.
if you wanted, I guess you could ask her. I mean, normally the policy is that you don't ask questions. There's an appropriate time to do it. But if the board wants to do that, sure.
If someone were to apply at Unit 40 that had a confirmed DCFS case as the teacher in question does, would you hire them? Or would that be grounds for not hiring them? Would they even have a teaching license?
There'd be a standard background check that would be conducted, and so you would go according to that, whether it was disclosed in the background check.
Well, it wasn't in the background check when she got hired, that was 20-some years
But
ago.
it is now.
But right
You
now.
just asked whether we would hire someone, and I'm just answering the question.
So
Would
Call
you
it
or would you
background
not?
check.
If they had a confirmed child abuse DCFS case, would you hire them to work with special education kids at your preschool? Would you want them teaching your special education preschool age children?
If it came back on a background check,
I don't think it can be answered. I mean, there's other factors.
All
that-
kinds of variables would play into hiring people. You are correct.
the state of Illinois has also put in some other new laws that prevent you from considering past activity as well. So there would have to be a lot of review on that matter to make sure that you could even take it into
But the
consideration.
current activity is indicated. Right?
I guess
Still
we'll
have
have-
paperwork, right, Mr. Johnson?
That you sent me?
Mhm.
I have it. It didn't come through very good. I think your copier was messed up a little bit, but I think I understand the gist of
Yeah, it
of what you're
says
talking about.
She's indicated of child abuse.
which means what?
Renee Green, which means they found her guilty of child abuse.
It doesn't. There's a difference between guilty
It
and,
says it on that form.
It says indicated,
there's a difference between indicated and guilty.
okay, because it's not criminal. I don't
There's still a
understand.
difference.
So why does it have to be criminal? Why is it okay to let this woman be around our kids when we know the risk? She has shown us more than once that she puts her hands on them. I just can't understand. I'm genuinely concerned for these little kids. I don't know how much more to reiterate that to you guys and to make you see the importance. I don't think a parent should have to beg for that. That's crazy. And I want everyone to know, the state's attorney has not, but still not closed my case. She could still very well be facing press. I can't. She could be facing Class X felony charges for this. That is not ruled. That is not out of the picture.
We're going to continue to keep the environment safe. We feel that it's safe right now. You and I have discussed that, and
No, I don't feel it's safe.
No, you and I have discussed, and I've given you our perspective on it, and I appreciate your interest and your comments
What about
tonight.
the hundreds of people in our community that are also asking why she's got her job?
When they contact us, we're dealing with them on
Okay,
a
so,
case-by-case scenario like we have all day long today.
okay.
And we are continuing to provide safety, and we will continue to provide
Were you?
safety.
My child wasn't safe when that happened. My child wasn't kept safe.
Michaela,
Andrew,
we're finished for tonight, okay? You've had your opportunity, and we appreciate you
for
sharing
tonight,
with
we're
us.
finished.
Absolutely, correct. This meeting is over.
I need a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting.
exactly what it says on it.
Motion by Desha,
Second.
second by Chad. Roll call.